Did you see that? A ghost.
Welcome to Paranormal Pentivity, a show about songwriting, ghostwriting, and everything in between. My name is Nayim and I am your host, and today we are back with the final installment of the Kaalan K.R. Walker Paranormal Pentivity horror story. Today, I want everybody to take away from this discernment. If you are alive and hear the sound of my voice at any moment in time, if you are somebody who know you got something valuable, if you know you have anything that has the potential to move you from the spot you are, even if it's the next spot over, have some fucking discernment. Because in this business, right, nobody give a fuck about what, if you give a fuck about integrity, if you give a fuck about moral standing, if you give a fuck about anything that has to do with anything that stand up, you are the anomaly. I hope you are good at math, because you are completely fucking outnumbered. Because nobody give a fuck when the real story come out. Nobody give a fuck when, a person come out and say they lied. Nobody give a fuck when your life is railroaded. We have example after example after example every day of motherfuckers coming out and being like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I want you to entertain me. And a lot of times people who are just looking at you and consuming your shit, because my thing is, over here, we're talking to each other. You can say what you want to say in the comment section. I don't care if we disagree. I don't care if you flat out do not fucking like me and you hate my guts. We can still, you can say what. I'm not about to tell you what you can and can't say. I don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. We're having discourse. I'm not talking at you. I'm not whatever. We are talking to each other, because a lot of us have the same thoughts. It's just the thoughts when we are in this writing business and this writing culture and music culture in general. People, especially the behind the scenes folks, the producers, the writers, the engineers and shit, niggas don't come out and speak. People don't come out and say what they want. People don't come out and keep it real because they want to foster relationships or whatever. It's the same thing I was talking about before with the politics. And I have to give this disclaimer because this nigga KR did not appreciate his gift. And not only did he not appreciate his gift, and appreciating your gift is not being like, oh, I'm thank God for, that's a part of it, but that's only one part. I thank God for my talents. I use my talents for good. Don't matter how you use your talents. Appreciating your gift means you will protect your gift at all fucking costs. You wouldn't put yourself in a situation where a motherfucker can falsely, people will do whatever they want to, but you're supposed to have discernment to know, I'm not going to put myself in a position. I'm not going to put myself around nobody. I'm not even about to be around a motherfucker I got to question if they're going to do XYZ to me, even if shit goes wrong. You don't see me cussing motherfuckers out when they disagree. You don't see me going off on motherfuckers if they say something. Bro, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to go that far with nobody like this. You're not going to see me in a bitch DMs. None of that. Because I know me, I don't trust that. If I can't see you and we're not talking to each other, and I can't verify you're a real person, it's no point. I'm not, what the fuck are you? This is a setup. A motherfucker come to me, I get whatever all the time. You coming to me, I don't trust it. It's like a cell phone on the fucking street. You go to fucking Dollar Tree and motherfuckers is sign up for a government cell phone. Why the fuck would I take a government phone? Shit like that. And I'm saying that to say, after he got out of jail, right? On bond, bail, whatever. He got out. He started raising hell. The girl, it actually came out that the bitch was lying. Nobody gave a fuck that the bitch was lying. They still proceeded, and still more people were coming out and saying he assaulted me. He raped me. He did XYZ to me. And I'm not one of them people who is like, whatever with the victim, but this is the thing about words. Words, what you say fucking matters. The things you say, the verbiage you use, it matters. Especially when you are walking into a fucking courtroom. Because it's all about what is being said and how it is being presented. It's a difference between saying, if this man sexually assault you, come forward, than saying, if this man raped you, come forward, than saying, if this man threatened you, come forward, than saying, if you felt threatened, come forward. Or saying some shit like, if you felt uncomfortable. Those are all different statements. Those all mean different things. A motherfucker, Bill Gates walking in the room could make a broke nigga feel uncomfortable. A nigga with a car in the room could make the nigga on the bike feel uncomfortable. That doesn't mean you should run to the fucking court because you know, and they'll lump all that shit together just to have some shit that stick, just so a nigga go to jail forever. And this nigga's about to go to jail or be in prison for the rest of his fucking life. He had his sentence earlier this year, and he was found guilty on 30 accounts. Over 30 accounts of, I think it was either rape, sexual assault, or sexual misconduct. All three totally different things. I'm not with none of them. I'm saying three totally different things. And it's fucked up what I'm about to say, but that's your own fault for not feeling like you're valuable. That's why you don't get no applause for doing shit that anybody can do. Because my thing is, if you do so much shit with so many different type of people, you're not going to be able to keep track of it. I don't give a fuck how many papers and NDAs a bitch got to sign and none of that shit, bro. You're not going to be able to keep track of all the motherfuckers you had dealings with. You're not going to be able to keep track of how everybody felt. You're not going to be able to keep track of how people moved the day after. That's why you don't need to be bothered with so many different type of people. If we're not doing business transparently and fairly, we don't have no business, whatever. I know me, and I know that I'm not going to put myself in situations that will allow anybody to rob me of any more time that I have already given to bad situations. I'm not going to put myself in any positions that will allow a regular Joe Schmo ass bitch to walk off the street and say that I did anything to her. It's not gonna fucking happen. You're not gonna be able to get no close to me. People like, oh, you ain't keeping it real, you ain't this, you ain't relatable. But my thing is, do whatever you gotta do with all of that. Learn from this nigga. This nigga made himself accessible to the average Joe Schmo ass bitch on the Instagram, in the DMs. And by the way, all these was white hoes, by the way. There was like, I don't even think there was one black person that accused him of anything, but he already made it clear he not really interested in black women. And we're going to talk about mothers tomorrow, actually. But we'll be back on Dark Side of Songwriting because I'm going to have my lyric cards, of course. But my thing is like, this, he didn't appreciate himself. He didn't appreciate his gift. He didn't take this shit serious. And now, the one thing that we think is just a frivolous thing is very serious in this business, because there's a few crimes that ruin your career. Pretty much ruin your career. You know, you can get away with physically assaulting people. You can get away with murder. You can get away with beating a bitch ass, domestic violence for the most part. But them sex crimes, people not about to play. Because that makes people feel like you don't have no self-control. It makes people feel like you, like, as soon as you put a sex crime or a kid crime on a motherfucker, that's pretty much like, whew. And we're not talking about some creepy ass old motherfucker with a 17-year-old. People don't associate that with a child. Realistically, they don't. When you hear kid, even though that is a kid, even if that was what was going on, people automatically go down to like a 10-year-old or some shit like this. And I'm just saying how people's minds work and how people consume what we do. This nigga played a character in a movie. And the character he played was so gruesome. Like, what people saw was so, his work was so good and so believable. It's just like Monique and Precious. People really would think like that's how she is. People really think that that's how niggas is in the music. And this is not no gangster rapper. This is not no street guy. Complete opposite on the other side of town ass nigga when it comes to the content of the music. Nothing violent in the music. Nothing. His music was about bitches and partying and having fun and being sad and Just anything, he was so far removed from the street, but the same penalty bestowed this nigga. Bestowed this nigga. It's no matter what you do. You went to go act, you got you caught up. They fucked with you because you're a rapper, it got you caught up, and you didn't take it serious, and now you about to be in jail for 100 years because you didn't take this shit serious. And that's what I wanted to say today, because I'm not about to, I don't really feel like being bothered. I'm never going to probably do this long of a segment again, just because it was too long and just going through this shit over again, because the petty details don't matter. The nigga's gone, he's the fuck out of here, and now you are going to do your best jailhouse rock because you did not have no self-control. So take yourself serious. That's all I want to say for today. You know, take yourself serious. It don't matter if you got one song, 100 songs, been in a movie, 100 commercials, always on TV. Take yourself serious, because it's people out here who, just as bad as there's people who want you to be successful, there are people who want you to completely fail and get you the fuck out of here, because what you do, not only does it make them uncomfortable, your success is a mirror for people to look at. And when they look at that mirror, they see everything that they can't do, ain't gonna do. So take yourself serious. Stay the fuck away from the bullshit. Stay the fuck away from the nonsense. Build your island and stay the fuck on your island. And the people who want to come to your island need a fucking boat or a helicopter or a plane to get there. And they can only get there if you want them there. Now, if you choose to have people on your island that fuck your life up and fuck you over, you made the choice. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with judgment. Good judgments keep us alive and prosperous. Bad judgments lock us up and put us in the fucking grave. This is Paranormal Pentivity, the horror story edition, and we will have more horror stories. My name is Nayim, and I will holler at you.